Yeah, so I'm calling from Miami, Florida, and I had a really weird, it's the only UFO sighting I ever had. This happened to me back in 1991, and it happened to me the day before Thanksgiving, and it was around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So the sky was kind of orange, you know, it was at that time of dusk, getting dark, but there was still sunlight. And my father, he takes care of plants, he does gardening, and we have a glass door in the back, and I was on the other side of the glass door, and he was inside, and he looked up like he was, like he was in shock. And I looked at him and I told him, "What's wrong?" I thought something was happening to him. And I asked him, "Dad, are you okay?" And he goes, "Yes, look." And I turned around and I looked towards the sky, okay, where he was looking, and I saw it looked like an orange eye, like in the form of an eye, like an oval, but it had sharp edges, okay? And it was moving slowly from west to east. And it was probably about maybe, I estimate it was probably about maybe 600 feet in the sky. It wasn't that high. And the weird thing about it is that as it moved across the sky and it crossed in front of my line of sight, the orange started dimming, and it looked like I was looking through a tunnel. Just in that moment, it passed right in front of my eyesight, right in the direct line of my eyesight. It looked like I was looking through a tunnel. And I found that super, super weird. And as it continued moving, the tunnel effect changed again to the orange eye. It kept going across the sky again. It continued on its way more west. And it got behind a cloud. And the clouds were going in the opposite direction. And when it got behind the cloud, the color changed from orange to gray, and then to white, and then it evaporated. It disappeared. And that's all I wanted to say. It was really strange. I could never understand,
Let me ask you this, sir, and I appreciate you calling in and sharing your experience. There is, I don't know, Lord of the Rings comes to mind, and the Eye of Saruman, that eye that was over, was it Mount Doom? I'm not exactly sure. But Lord of the Rings, did you ever watch Lord of the Rings, and does it kind of resemble the Eye of Saruman?
Well, the thing is that it was all one solid color. And it was just like it was like if it was an orb, like they say that it's like an oval orb. But it was like a bright orange, and like I said, it was daytime, okay? So it was different. The orange was different from the orange of the sky, and you could see it, and we were both looking at it. So what caught my attention more than, obviously the color caught my attention, but what caught my attention more was that when it passed in right directly in my line of sight, okay, right directly in front of me, because it moved from left to right, and when it crossed right directly in front of me, it looked all of a sudden like, the color disappeared and turned it like into I would say like transparent. And you could see through it like as if it was a tunnel, that you were looking through it. And I actually tried to see if I could see something that was, behind it or further deep into it, because it looked like it was continuing through the sky, almost as if there was a hole cut into the sky. Okay? And that's what really grabbed my attention. That's what really shocked me.
Sure. Yeah, that would pretty much get anybody's attention.
Stan Romanek, I've been at his home. This is the cosmic 9/11. 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 Now I'm married to a Jewish woman for 32 years. And 𝗧𝗍𝗶𝗁𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍𝗍. I know all the Yiddish. I know more Yiddish than most Jews because we lived in Israel for 3 years. Her name is Emily, my wife of 36 years. We wouldn't be here. So a big thank you to Emily. She set this up. And really and truly, if Emily had not supported me all these years, there aren't many Jewish doctors, daughters, wives who will be happy with their husband leaving a career in emergency medicine to be doing this for virtually nothing for 25 years.
This is weird. There's something very, very strange. It's like an eye winking at you, still moving from side to side. And when you put the star scope on it, it sort of has a hollow stare, a dark stare. It's like a pupil of an eye looking at you and winking. This is weird. There's something very, very strange.
It looked like an eye with bright red with a dark center. It appeared to be winking. It would sort of wink.
This is weird. There's something very, very strange. It's like an eye winking at you, still moving from side to side. And when you put the star scope on it, it sort of has a hollow stare, a dark stare. It's like a pupil of an eye looking at you and winking. This is weird. There's something very, very strange.
It looked like an eye with bright red with a dark center. It appeared to be winking. It would sort of wink.
This is weird. There's something very, very strange. It's like an eye winking at you, still moving from side to side. And when you put the star scope on it, it sort of has a hollow stare, a dark stare. It's like a pupil of an eye looking at you and winking. This is weird. There's something very, very strange.
It looked like an eye with bright red with a dark center. It appeared to be winking. It would sort of wink.
This is weird. There's something very, very strange. It's like an eye winking at you, still moving from side to side. And when you put the star scope on it, it sort of has a hollow stare, a dark stare. It's, like a pupil of an eye looking at you and winking. This is weird. There's something very, very strange. It looked like an eye with bright red with a dark center. It appeared to be winking. It would sort of wink. This is weird. There's something very, very strange. It's like an eye winking at you, still moving from side to side. And when you put the star scope on it, it sort of has a hollow stare, a dark stare. It's like a pupil of an eye looking at you and winking. This is weird. There's something very, very strange.
It looked like an eye with bright red with a dark center. It appeared to be winking. It would sort of wink.
This is weird. There's something very, very strange. It's like an eye winking at you, still moving from side to side. And when you put the star scope on it, it sort of has a hollow stare, a dark stare. It's like a pupil of an eye looking at you and winking. This is weird.